Hi, it's Jeremy Corbyn. Delighted to be speaking to Six Towns Radio.
You're listening to Six Towns Radio, going out to Stoke-on-Trent and the world.
So, good morning, Jeremy Corbyn. Thanks for taking a few minutes out to chat to us today up in Stoke.
Good morning, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So we got you on the telephone today to talk about the Labour Leadership Challenge. It's on at the moment. It's you against Owen Smith, and it's fair to say you were two very different options, aren't you?
Well, we're putting forward different political strategies, I suppose, is a good way of putting it, and I'm looking forward to the debate and discussion we're going to have all summer, and I'll be travelling all over the country, doing rallies and meetings. We're in Manchester tomorrow, and we've got parallel events going on in lots of towns and cities all across the country.
Yeah, because September is when it all gets decided, so, you know, there's a lot of work to be done, isn't there?
There is indeed. We've now got more than 500,000 members of the Labour Party, and they, of course, will all be wanting to take part in the election, which is good. And we've got various hustings where there's going to be a lot of questions and debates. But above all, I want to use it as a campaigning opportunity for the Labour Party on how we address the problems of housing, how we address the problems of youth underemployment and poor employment prospects all around the country. So it's going to be a combination of the party election, but also our campaigning needs as well.
Yeah, you mentioned how many people have signed up, and over the last few days, over 180,000 people have signed up to vote.
Indeed, it's 180,000 joined or signed up to vote in the two-day window of opportunity that was there, which is actually considerably more than the entire membership of the Conservative Party. So I think it shows a huge interest in the Labour Party and in the Labour politics that are on offer.
It's hard to say how many people have signed up because of you, but because it was in that window, it's got to look favourable towards you.
Well, it was very, very short. It was only a two-day time frame that was possible, 48 hours, and it was expensive, or is expensive, in my view, far too expensive, because it's going to cost £25, or it costs £25, which seems to me too much.
Where does that £25 go, or how is it spent within the party?
The £25 goes to the Labour Party, which is obviously good for party funds. Clearly there are costs involved in running the election itself, but I personally think £25 was too high, and in any future contest I hope the party will lower that figure because it's too much.
Yeah. Of course, you've urged the Labour MPs to get behind the party at the moment because of all what's been going on. Is that going to be difficult?
Well, I hope that Labour MPs will recognise that they are a very important part of the Labour Party, but they're not the totality of the Labour Party.
Yep.
And I hope that they will recognise that come September, when Parliament comes back, we're going to have to oppose what this government's doing on all the cuts it's making, and in particular the new higher education bill, which lifts the cap on student fees and will lead a whole new generation of young people who want to get a university education even deeper into debt. Well, that's not fair, it's not right.
Yeah, well, young people seem a bit disillusioned with politics still, and that's something that you're going to strive to conquer and win over.
It is, and I'm very encouraged by numbers of young people that have become involved in the campaign, the number of young people that are seriously putting a good case forward about education and about housing and about benefit rates. And the point I was making yesterday in the launch I made of the campaign was, why do young people get a lower minimum wage? Why do they get lower level of benefits? They eat as much as anybody else. They need to live just as much as anybody else. They need the same opportunities as anybody else. And I think actually as a country we're shortchanging our young people.
Well, since you took over the Labour leadership, quite a lot has gone on, to be fair. Could you have imagined that in 12 months that Britain would have left Europe and David Cameron would have resigned within 12 months?
Well, politics is an incredibly fast-moving scene.
Yeah.
Here we are now, towards the end of July. We've got a different Prime Minister. We've got a Labour leadership contest. We've got a Labour leadership contest going on, and we have now this big debate about which way we go forward. I want us to be a party that is about reducing the levels of inequality in Britain, that is about providing opportunities, particularly for young people, but also recognising that there's real problems of unemployment in a lot of major towns and cities where the big industries either disappeared in the 1980s under the Thatcher period, or they've closed for other reasons much later on, and it hasn't been replaced with equally effective manufacturing industry. Hence, John McDonnell, our shadow Treasury Minister, Shadow Chancellor, is very keen on promoting the idea of a national investment bank to promote better infrastructure, railways, roads, and so on, but also investing in growing manufacturing industry. We have huge opportunities. We have massive skills in this country.
Yeah.
Let's use them.
For sure. And my final question for you, Jeremy, this is the most important one, is how can Arsenal fare better this season?
Arsenal will do much better this season, I'm sure, because we're keeping Arsene Wenger. I'm an Arsene Wenger supporter, and I hope in the month or so available till the season starts, we sign another striker.
Yeah.
That's what we need, is another striker, and all will be well at Arsenal then.
Well, Jeremy, when you're up in Stoke-on-Trent campaign, you'll have to pop past and we maybe get an oat cake together, but it's been great talking to you today.
I would love to do that. I'll be in Stoke very soon, I'm sure. I'm sorting out the dates now, and I'll come by and see you if you'll invite me, and it would be a pleasure.
Okay, but you're paying.
Lovely. Thanks a lot, mate.
Okay.
Thanks.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Will do. Thanks. Bye now.